We are less than 2 days out of a horrific weekend. This weekend, we saw President Trump survive an assassination attempt against him at a political rally in Pennsylvania. What is your reaction to the events and how it unfolded?
Sure. I think that there are two ways to look at this. The first is from sort of a macro view. What does this mean for US politics? What does this suggest about polarization and division in our country? And then there's also the more immediate question of mechanically, what does this mean for the presidential race? I think the answer from a macro sense is negative in every sense of the word. This is the symptom or a symptom of the polarization which has gripped our country over the last 10 years, and a signal that that polarization is only deepening. It's only getting worse. This is the first assassination attempt against a president or a presidential candidate since 1981, former president, I should say, since 1981. And that alone, I think, puts into perspective exactly how extraordinary and how negative this weekend's events really were. Mechanically, this strengthens President Trump's position in the race. His base of support is now very solid. It's hard to see how President Biden can make up lost ground against him easily. It's hard to see how President Trump's base of support can erode significantly from here, absent some other major change in the race. President Biden also is more secure. This has overshadowed calls on him to drop out from other Democrats. It means that those calls are probably going to lead to nothing. We expect that Biden does indeed stay in the race after this event.
Clayton, to your point, it's really no secret that temperatures politically in this country are really at a boiling point in this election season. As you mentioned, this was the first assassination attempt of a presidential candidate since 1981. So how did this happen? How did we get here?
So we got here largely because we've seen in this country each side move to its own partisan corner. And we don't know the motivation of the shooter. We don't know what his intention was beyond harming President Trump. But I think it's not out of the realm of possibility to say that this was politically motivated. At a basic level, the increasing polarization in our country and the sort of omnipresent nature of politicians means that they're targets for attacks that could be motivated by any number of factors. So I think there's a multitude of reasons why this event occurred. Political polarization and the increasingly divisive way that most people in the U.S. view politicians and politics in general certainly contributed to it.